President Trump, the DOJ, and the White House should just go ahead and release the Epstein files, release the documents, release them all. Only redacting, to protect victims' identities or whatever. Preferably not even redacted in that way, but I understand the sensitive nature of child sexual exploitation, which is certainly documented within the Epstein files. Two things happened. Number one, there was the very selective and very hideous leak by Democrats in the House Oversight Committee, dropping information that's supposed to be this bombshell, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. Bombshell information implicates Trump. Oh, he spent hours with a victim and blah 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 blah. And here's the proof from Epstein himself and smoking gun, and it's a distraction. Look, they have the we have the shutdown ending. We have Democrats reeling. There's a lot of bad. They're just trying to change the subject, change the conversation, change the narrative that's being floated out there. And of course, leftist legacy media is jumping on board and saying, "Oh my gosh, smoking gun, Trump." But there's another reason. We'll get to that here in a second. First, I want to play. Let's go ahead and play Rob Schmidt's take. Rob Schmidt over at Newsmax. He broke it down. This will save us time. He did a really good breakdown of what the smoking gun leak actually said or did.
Hey guys, big headline this morning about Epstein and Trump and this underage victim that Trump reportedly spent hours with. If anything proves to you just how vile the people that we're dealing with are, how disgusting the media is, and how aligned the Democrat agenda is with the broader mainstream media. This story is everywhere. New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, every cable channel. This is the front page. This is the big top story. And it alleges something absolutely heinous, that Trump spent hours at his house with one of the victims of Epstein. And it just leaves it right there because they just want you to see that headline. Trump spent hours with a victim. Oh, what comes into your head when you think about that headline? That's exactly what they want you to do. Here's the problem, and this is how disgusting these people are. They redact the name of the alleged victim, and they did that for a reason, because the name of that victim would blow up their whole story. So they redact that part. Republicans were quick to unmask that redaction. The name is Virginia Giuffre, a young lady who, in depositions and also in her own memoir, a book that she wrote, said that Donald Trump never did anything wrong and was a perfect gentleman the entire time. They conceal that, and now your entire X feed and the media are all just out there alleging, oh, this is the smoking gun. See, he's a pedophile. This is how sick and twisted these people are. They are vile creatures. This is what we're up against.
Good stuff from Rob over there. Let's go to foxnews.com. Their story, which really breaks it down, shows the White House response. Carolyn Leavitt saying what she's going to say, and then also brings up the other issue, the other reason that I believe President Trump and the White House should just go ahead and drop the files right now. According to the article, it's by Leo Brasino and Tyler Olson over at Fox News. White House slams Democrats' bad faith Epstein doc release as demand for files intensifies. The White House is firing back after House Democrats released a set of documents Wednesday detailing previously undisclosed communications with Jeffrey Epstein about Donald Trump. The Democrats, and this is according to Carolyn Leavitt, the Democrats selectively leaked emails to the liberal media to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump, and that's true. In a 2011 email to his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein said Trump had spent a prolonged time at his house with a victim, and the victim's name was redacted. And as we now know from Rob Schmidt, we know why that name was redacted, because it's an email that would actually do more to exonerate President Trump and his involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Says, I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Giuffre spent hours at my house with him, has never once been mentioned. Okay, that's, again, knowing what we know about Virginia, the late Virginia Giuffre, and her testimonies and everything like that, and her memoirs, we already know that email is a nothing burger. But Democrats put it out there, and legacy media picked it up with the name redacted. Back to the article, Democrats pointed to the messages evidence that Trump had previously had a more intimate relationship with the disgraced financier than he has been willing to admit. But again, Yeah, I don't need to beat that dead horse. Either you're going to think that, oh my gosh, he's a pedophile, he's a child rapist, or you're going to believe the truth. That's up to you, and there's nothing I can say to change your mind about that. Ba 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 ba. Let's keep going. Get to the important part here. The Epstein estate has produced over 20,000 pages of documents on Thursday, yet Democrats are once again intentionally withholding records that name Democrat officials. Democrats should stop politicizing this investigation and focus on delivering transparency, accountability, and justice for the survivors. And again, that was a spokesperson for the committee. But here's the important part. It's going to come out either way, okay? According to the article, Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva, a Democrat from Arizona, will likely provide the last signature needed to force the petition's success. And the petition they're talking about is a petition to force the chamber's consideration on whether to instruct the DOJ to release all of its documentation on Epstein. Yes, Congress can compel that through the Oversight Committee. And the last signature needed to force the petition's success after she was sworn into office on Wednesday. She was named as a representative a while back, but because of the government shutdown, because Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, did not have Congress in session, she's just been there in limbo, doing nothing, just waiting to be sworn in. Once she is, she will make it impossible for Johnson or anyone else to block the petition. Epstein, a former, you already know all about Epstein. Bottom line is this, is that it is time to get ahead of this. They should have gotten ahead of it months ago. This should have been released on day one. This is one of those, they always say, oh, on day one, we're going to do this, or in the first 100 days, we're going to do this. This is the big one. Okay, this is the one, not the big one. This is one of the big ones. This is something that should have been released long ago. And I know there's many of you out there, many friends that I have, who have gone after me because I've been calling for this release for a very long time. I'm sorry, but the truth is needed. I'm not sorry at all, to be clear. The truth needs to come out. We need to know who was involved. We need to know who could potentially still be involved. I think there is that aspect of it that Epstein was just represented one of possibly many, or at least multiple, honeypot systems, or whatever you want to call it, traps, entrapment ploys, ways to take powerful men, put them in compromising positions, or allow them to put themselves into these compromising positions, get blackmail material, and control them. This is whether it's CIA, NSA, Mossad, GCHQ. These organizations have dealt with blackmailing and controlling powerful people throughout their histories. This is not a new game. There's nothing new about it. This is how it's done. And we finally have an opportunity to expose this, and it needs to be exposed. I know there's going to be blowback one way or the other. We already know the blowback. If it's continued to be covered up, there's going to be the ongoing debate, and you're going to have people like me and probably, hopefully, many of you calling for the release. And if the release drops and there's blowback from that, so be it. I would rather have blowback from the truth than face blowback based upon this massive, ongoing, long-term cover-up, especially when that cover-up is coming from somebody that I truly respect and admire, President Donald Trump. You should be freeze-drying your own food. If you have the means, the resources, the time, and the desire to have food that you can store away for, 25 years if necessary, then you should get yourself a Harvest Right freeze dryer. Go to patriot.tv/harvest. That's patriot.tv/harvest. And they are currently, last I checked, they are in the midst of their Black Friday sales. So save big. Go to patriot.tv/harvest. Get your Harvest Right freeze dryer today.